Hey, Shalom, I want to start off source by giving all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kodash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honesty, brothers, doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. This is a quick one. I'm just going to go straight into scriptures. Jeremiah 23:25. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. Well, you get certain for instance, you might think of like, what's this guy, Martin Luther Coon, right? You usually, I had a dream, and you got to be careful. Someone's always having dreams, man, right? It says, how long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. All right. It says, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, right? As their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal, right? And that's the thing with the dream as well, right? Sometimes the Lord will give you a dream, and that dream may not have any meaning. That dream might just be to mess you up, right? And then would you call it, sometimes you get or rather when you read the scriptures in Job, also says about how in a dream, in a vision of the night, right, then the Lord basically puts puts your instructions into your brain, right? But even rather it really instructs what you're going to be doing that next day, right? However, you also got to be careful of, reading too much into, certain dream. You might remember a dream or whatever. You can't be reading too much into it sometimes, man. Right? There are dreams, and then, there are the actual visions, where you get, it feels like it's very vivid, whatever, what have you. But you got to have this spiritual understanding to know, what has meaning and what doesn't. This is Sirach 34. It says, the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dream lift and dreams lift up fools. Whoso regardeth dreams like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as a likeness of a face to a face, right? Of an unclean thing what can be cleansed, and from that thing which is false what truth can come, right? So if you dream something that's off, right, how can you then make it into something that is of the truth? You cannot, right? So divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain, and the heart fancieth as a woman's heart in travail, right? So hey, look, man, if you're getting revelations and dreams or whatever, what have you, right, you gotta filter that through the scriptures, man, right? Rather, let me rephrase it. If you believe that you're getting revelations through dreams, right? You might have if your dream coincides with the scriptures, then yeah. Otherwise, really, you gotta, you really gotta, determine whether that's supposed to be, for the public to hear, right? Which if it ain't in line with the scriptures, then it ain't for the public to hear. If it ain't in line with what the apostles, our apostles, have taught, then you shouldn't be bringing it out, man, right? There's an account of a brother where the spirit was revealed something to him, and he didn't say anything on it. He just sat on it until one day it came out through the spirit, right? You might think you might have seen something or whatever, right? More time, if you're in the camp, you ask the brothers in your camp, hey, look, is this does this thing that I think of, does that mean anything, right? And then the older brother in the camp, he might be like, nah, that really means that, or he might, and you gotta be humble enough to accept that. Okay, cool, I was going off on that, right? Because sometimes you get certain days, we're in this flesh. Sometimes you get a demon that will make you think, you found something new, right? But you always got to run that by the older brother in your camp. Why? Because they're seasoned, right? And then when you ask them on it, does this really mean that, right? If they say no, you got to be humble enough to drop that, not to hold on to that as pride, where deep in your heart you're like, oh no, I really believe it actually does mean that. But they say that's pride, man, and that will get you destroyed, right? Because then the next time you think of a dodgy doctrine, then guess what happens, right? Then you're doing the same thing again, where you might ask a brother, and then again he might be like, nah, that really means that. And then now you start looking at that brother sideways, despite the fact that he's correct and you're not, right? And it may be right, and it may just be might just be might right just be that the brother is incorrect, and that what you think is correct. But once again, that will come out in the spirit, right? Everyone wants to be this next. I know it. I came up with this deep revelation. Nah, just let everything happen in decency and in order, right? You might think something, but if the apostles ain't brought it out, just keep it to yourself, man, right? Let everything be done in decency and in order, right? So I'll go back to Jeremiah 23, right? It says, I've heard what the prophets said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, right? Getting quote unquote getting they say they be getting revelations in their dreams or whatever, what have you, right? You gotta be, as we just read in Surah, you gotta be careful of your dreams, man, right? Ones where you remember and it's you're seeing things that don't line up with the scriptures. You gotta be careful of that, man. In fact, you gotta discard that. If it ain't lining up with the scriptures, discard it, man. Right? In fact, if you believe you have a revelation, right, don't be trying to hold on to it. Don't start running with it as if because you want to get yourself a position. Let's get that as well. It says Romans 12:3. Right, it says, for I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, right, but to think soberly, according as the Most High hath dealt to every man the measure of faith, right? And basically, you got to think of yourself soberly, man. Don't be trying to make yourself this super Israelite guy, right? Just stay in your lane, man. Right, stay in your lane. Stop looking for a revelation, right? Stop looking for a revelation. Stop trying to be deep. It says, how long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. Yes, they fell in love with an idea that they had, right, so that they could be perceived as deep, and then they got deceived by it. And then when they were told, nah, I don't actually mean that, they had fallen in love with that idea so much that they couldn't let it go, right? They had indoctrinated themselves, right? It says, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, right? Yeah, basically now they want to go teach their new dodgy dream philosophy, right? To brothers, and making brothers go off or whatever, what have you, right? It says, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream, and he that my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith Yahweh, right? So yeah, when the time is right, people will get exposed, right? The truth will be exposed, right? The truth cannot be hidden. It's Ezekiel 13:3. It says, thus saith Yahweh power, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. Yeah, they believe, like, once again, they believe they've got a revelation, and then now they start, going down a different path. The scriptures talk about continue, in that which you have learned, that which you have already hold fast till I come, right? And others, right? If you got to know your, where, what position you are in this thing, not always trying to seek for vain glory. This is verse 6. It says, they have seen vanity and lying divination, right? What's that word mean? A lot of the oracle, divine sentence witchcraft, divination witchcraft, like an oracle, I guess. Right, it says lying divination, saying Yahweh saith, right, and Yahweh hath not sent them. Right, so yeah, then they start believing that, the Lord is dealing with them. Yahweh Shai, they'll be saying things like, yeah, Yahweh Shai told me, or the Lord told me, or whatever, what have you, right? It says, and but then it goes on to say, but the Lord Yahweh hasn't sent them, right? Because it wasn't Yahweh Shai that was speaking; that was the demon that was speaking to you, right? That was the demon that was dealing with you, right? It says, and they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word, right? And have you not seen a vain vision? And have ye not spoken a lying divination? Whereas ye say, Yahweh hath saith, albeit I have not spoken. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, because ye have spoken vanity and have seen lies. Therefore behold, I am against you, saith the Lord power. For many, Sirach 3:24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Right? So once again, people get this idea, and then that idea becomes so ingrained in them, like they start genuinely believing it, and then they can't be corrected by it. But that's just a demon, man. Right? Yeah, if you catch yourself falling in love with an idea that ain't that ain't scriptural, you gotta curse that, you gotta rebuke that demon in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Everything that you do where you're thinking you're going off, you gotta rebuke that demon in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? So 2 Peter 2 from the top says, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, right? Even denying the Lord that hath bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction, right? Because once again, people, these false prophets, wherever they're from, right? They genuinely think that the Lord is dealing with them, right? They think that the Lord won't touch them, right? But you got to understand, the Lord ain't referred to as Al-Shadia, right? Terrible demon-like power. The Lord ain't referred to as the King of Terrors for no reason. Those terms aren't attributed to Yahweh for no reason, right? And the Lord's going to deal with that. The scriptures talk about, if any that offendeth my little ones, it'd be better for him that a millstone be hanged around his neck, right, and cast into the sea, very roughly paraphrasing, right? There's more in there. Leave. Right, verse 12. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Right, so once again, you get these guys, that we start speaking on things that they don't really understand. Once again, they have this a bugged out dream, right? Or this basically this demon spoke to them, right? A demon spoke to them, right? And then they didn't truly understand something. I'm watching the Apostle Gabar's video at the back of the moment where Apostle Gabar was saying, look, a lot of these guys, will come in or whatever, what have you, and then they'll be speaking on things that they don't really understand, right? And then they get tripped up on a topic that they don't really understand, right? It says, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. All right. It says Jeremiah 14:13 says, then said I, Lord power, behold, the prophets say unto them, ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine, but I will give you assured peace in its place. For instance, you get them pastors, they're just preaching the good times, man. Right? And they might even go as far as to call us crazy. You get them guys on the street corners, right? They might even be referring to us as crazy whilst teaching their prosperity doctrine, right? It says, then Yahweh saith unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name, right? I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart, right? And that's the thing with Israel, whenever like for instance, that one of those of us, a Future, right, may release a song called Black Jew, and I was just reading the comment board, and you got a load of it's just seeing all the different styles of Israelites that you have, right? Some I believe the apostles refer to them as Yisraelite, right, with a Y, right, because they do all of that Yisrael and all of that stuff, right. And then you got what do you call it? And then you got the ones where you got women on the comment board making comments, this, that, and the other, right? And even they'll have doctrines that are that ain't right, where they'll be speaking about the mark of the beast ain't the chip, or maybe some will be like, oh, Yahweh hasn't come, or whatever, what have you, right? All the Lord is gonna prove all of them guys to be false, right? This is verse 15. It says, therefore thus saith Yahweh concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. Right? So when you prophesying wickedness, right? When you're prophesying against scripture, the Lord's going to deal with you, man. If you be saying, look, everything's going to be good, then the Lord's going to show you, nah, everything ain't going to be good, right? The Lord is going to prove you to be a false prophet, right? Yeah, but that seems like that's all I got. As always, Lord's will, that was edifying. And yeah, man, look, man, yeah, the Lord will, instruct you during the night about your dream, what you shall do in that day, pursuant to Job, was it 30 and 15, I believe. If you just look for in a dream, a vision of the night, right, in the scriptures, you'll find the one I'm referring to, right? But also, you're gonna remember, look, man, not every dream means something, man. Sometimes a dream's just a dream. Sometimes a dream's to bug you out. You might have a dream, that's bugged out, man. And brothers that have been in this truth for a longer period of time, right? They be having some messed up dreams, man. Why? That's just them, demons plaguing brothers, man, in their sleep. This ain't our rest. Brothers catch, some messed up dreams, man, right? But you can't look too much into it, as we read in Sirach, because sometimes a dream is just that, a dream, right? And especially so if it ain't coinciding with the scriptures. Right, so as always, Lord's will, that was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.